updates here from Pop Turn. It's been to Gino Anania about Elevator Game, which is streaming now on Shudder. Welcome to the show, man. Thanks so much for being here.
What up, man? I'm happy to be here.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you film this in Winnipeg. You know, you get the news. It's gonna eventually people are gonna be able to see it somewhere, and it's on Shudder, like the playground for horror movie fans, if you think about it.
Yeah, and especially right before October, like September 15th, fall time. Everybody's back.
We have to, after this, we're gonna have I guess the post interview. We're gonna strategically recommend the movies that we're gonna watch in October. Like we're gonna do that. So there's so many good ones. A lot of things kind of stand out with this movie. It's a fun horror movie. It's got the gore. It's got the suspense and everything. I love the web show kind of component of everything and the internet, digital media. Was that something that kind of stuck out to you when you were reading the script for it as well?
Yeah, completely. It was fun introducing like Nightmare on Dare Street and having that crew like Chris and Maddie and like all those people. Like you can just see the dynamic between them in the movie that just works really, really well. But it was sweet, and then to be the outsider of it and to come in and have fun with things.
I want to get right into it. I mean, spoilers for people who haven't seen Elevator Game yet. We're gonna put like the spoiler description, but hopefully people stop watching this interview and then they go watch it and come back. But I was very interested in one kind of plot that I wanted to talk to you about from an acting storytelling perspective. It's interesting because Alec does a great job with this too, with Chris, where he's kind of this jerk and he's basically like a bit full of himself. We kind of learn about that a little bit with his character at the beginning, but then there is this switch where we find out information from you that he's not just a jerk, he's like a villain almost, you know what I mean? So I'm just wondering, because like I find from an acting perspective, like what is that like playing the character that is revealing the villain rather than playing the villain? Because I do find that really interesting from a storytelling perspective.
Yeah, totally, because you're also coming in knowing about the Fifth Floor Woman and this villain. And getting to know all these characters one by one, and then Ryan's coming in with this hidden agenda. And how are we going to not give away to the audience that there's something between these two and Chris has something to say? So how could we do that? And when's the breaking point? So being able to find some type of arc to that point, I think was really important for us to find.
100%. That was a great scene. Like you did really well, and like it was a lot of obviously like there were speculations of why your character is there. There's obviously something, and maybe like if you're an active kind of viewer of the movie, you can maybe clue in maybe that you have to do with like Megan's character at the beginning of the movie and Rebekah at the beginning. But I love how it kind of explained everything. I found it was really interesting.
Yeah, and that was so nice about having like the writing, because we have such long scenes and lots of dialogue. Like that scene in particular, there's like 6 of us, and it's a 6.5-7 minute scene, and things are just getting like not drawn out, but you figure out a lot.
100%. I asked you before we started, because 50-50, like you're in a horror movie. I was asking, if Gino Anania is a horror movie fan and you are one. I mean, the thrill of just watching one, it's almost like it feels like you're going on like a roller coaster, right? Like I just went to go see like The Nun 2 in theaters, and I was just kind of like I felt like I was on like a roller coaster, man.
Dude, and when you're in theaters, it's just, and the loudness of it and everything is just, this is amazing. This is
the sound.
the sound. And it's just an experience, which is so fun in horror in general.
Is it exciting being part of horror at this is an amazing time for the genre, and the movie's coming out right before spooky season. Like it's pretty, like what's that like being part of it at a really amazing time?
Dude, a dream.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're a horror fanatic and you love watching those movies, just to be a part of one and to make one, it's like I want to keep doing it. Yeah. It's just a dream. It's so sweet, and hopefully it's well received and people love it. And it's just on somebody else's October spooky season list.
Well, it's amazing. It's going to be on a lot of them for sure. It's a fun one. It's fun. It's a fun horror movie. It's a fun horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you want, right? That's the point.
Completely. And that's what we wanted to go for too. We wanted like that popcorn fun.
Yeah.
Horror flick.
The characters, it's pretty cool because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like interview like the whole cast because like we gotta support. We gotta get people to watch Elevator Game, man. You know what I mean? So a lot of very dynamic, kind of quirky characters in this movie. You know what I mean? They're not very like I think your character is the one, he's on a mission, he's trying to find his sister, don't bother him type thing. But everyone else is very like, we gotta make the show. Or like, oh my god, I'm a character. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, completely. Like you have Kevin who's trying to lead everybody into the right direction. Like, no, this is what we got to do. This is, guys, come on, please be with me. And then you have Maddie, who's such a fun character, and Izzy, who's it's just so much fun because everybody's dynamic is so different, but it works so well.
It does. So you shot this in Winnipeg. A good amount of the actors are from Manitoba, you would say, right? And it was just kind of like any other process, right? You guys probably heard about this opportunity to audition for a movie that was shooting in Winnipeg, and you went and did it basically, and not more than that, right? Like,
no, because I feel like went through a lot of auditions.
Yeah.
Of course, like we were supposed to film, I think, initially November. Mm-hmm. Then it got pushed to January. Then it got pushed to like June. So we were all here kind of like waiting, like what's going on? Is it being made? Is it doing this? But we finally were able to come together, and especially when and you're working with a lot of your friends, it's just so much fun. Like it's a dream to work with your friends on a horror movie.
So you knew a lot of them before the movie as well.
Yeah, so me and Alec worked on multiple projects together, like before Elevator
There's one
Game.
that you guys are like really promoting right now, Safe Haven, I think it is.
Yeah, so we're so that's basically why we're in LA too. We watched the show Safe Haven because we're both in it, obviously.
Yeah,
and it looks so good. It's another horror thriller TV show.
I know. I saw some of the like stills and everything, and I was like, "Oh man, I want to see this." I'm like, I want to watch it all. Like, I want to watch all the horror movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a creative as well. Like, I'm writing some horror movies right now too.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, yeah, man. My first movie that I shot last year was a horror, and then it's not out yet. But the one that I shot in May this year is like a drama, but I love it, man. I love kind of having these ideas, writing them, and just putting them on screen. It's like the best feeling.
Yeah, man. Good for you. That's so sweet. I can't wait to see it. What's it? Can I ask what it's called?
It's called Dinner Party.
Dinner Party, cool.
And it's really cool. But like, I have so many. There's so much happening in the horror movie sphere right now that I'm almost like, I feel like motivated. Like I feel like I'm sure now, and this is my next question, you're like, the movie's gone Shudder, people are watching it right now. I feel like it's like, does it like excite you and motivate you to like work on more horror movies? Like I feel like it does that, right? There's like a push, right?
Man, seeing it finally come out and being in LA and everything, it's just like I want to work on so much more horror and like what's out there and try new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so
like horror's so fun that way. You can do whatever you want in a way.
You don't even need. You can have. I mean, the traditional jump scares and gore, which Elevator Game on Shudder has. But, there's other ways to scare people. Like, people are scary, if you think about it.
Yeah, completely.
What's your favorite? Okay, there's a difference between your favorite horror movie and the scariest horror movie you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for both of them?
I think so. Like, two just came to my mind.
Okay.
I love... I like to categorize it as horror, but I love Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, so good.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
And then scariest, it's French. I think it's a French Canadian film called Martyrs.
Yeah.
And it's like, I also love the Babadook.
Dude was really good.
Yeah, but something about like being uncomfortable.
Dude,
And
I can't wait to send you the list of movies because you were gonna pump them all out, and be like, and their fellow their fellow like colleagues of you. They're all Shudder movies, part of the Shudder family. You gotta support each other.
Seriously, yeah. I put on Shudder and I just keep watching.
Dude, it's so good. One of my favorite horror movies, I was telling you, is a movie called The Invitation from 2015. Basically, it's like Dinner Party Gone Wrong. That's basically what it's about. It's so good. But like the scariest movie I've ever seen, dude. And like I rewatched it a couple of weeks ago, and it's still scary. Do you remember The Strangers with Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman?
Yeah,
that's like the scariest movie.
It's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they made a second one. Happen. They made a second one called Strangers Pray at Night, which is also really good. And there's a third one coming out, but the first one is like the scariest thing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just, there are a few scenes in this. Oh, okay. Spoiler alert, because I'm literally revealing the end of Elevator Game. So I didn't want to do this, but I am going to do this because I want to talk to you about it. I'm sorry. Like, I'll put spoiler. Please. Okay. I do like that there's no final guy or girl. I do like that technically you're all dead.
Yeah, you do.
Or missing. I enjoyed that, to be honest.
Perfect.
With you. It was
That's
different.
Awesome.
It was different.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Completely different. One
of you could have been, your character could have stayed, or Verity's character, like one of you could have been surviving, but no one survived, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very open-ended in a sense.
You're all dead.
You never know.
No. I've been thinking about this for a while. You're all dead.
Yeah.
They're not finding you guys.
No one's coming to the Red World.
No, you're not gonna get. No way. The person trying to find you is toast.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. It's open ended, but technically, you're all missing, basically.
Completely. And
it's a big spoiler. I have to make sure that people...
Hey, you let the people know. You were like, hey, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Watch the movie.
No, but you're all missing. Like no one makes it.
No, and like there were so many different endings that we were playing with, because I think we filmed 3 different kinds. Mm-hmm. We ended up going with that one. Whether it works or not, we leave it up to obviously the audience and for them to interpret however.
You're gone.
Yeah,
that's how I interpret it. You're gone.
I might be. I might be in the Red World. I might be missing.
It's open ended for sure. Like Gino Anania is a storyteller. Is your favorite thing about being a storyteller diving into all these different worlds of Elevator Game, Skyman, The Porter? Is that the best part about it?
The best. Yeah. Especially when because a lot of our job is auditioning, obviously.
Yeah. That is the job. People don't realize that. You're a professional auditioner.
Yeah. Yeah, completely. And then when you show up on set,
that's the vacation. That's the downtime.
And then you see how it's like decorated, like especially going into the Red World and seeing that for the first time, rather than looking at a wall and trying to use my imagination and do that. It's just you go there and you're like, oh my god! And to see the elevator, and what's the crew, because we ended up building that whole set. Is in such a fantastic job with the elevator and the buttons, and we had a great crew on it.
So awesome.
Yeah, so it's so much fun to just dive into that world, because it makes it so much easier to just be there.
100%. And I can't wait for people to watch Elevator Game on Shudder, because I had a great time, and I love that people are gonna be able to watch it spooky season. I love that it's gonna be part of marathons moving forward, and people are gonna watch it. I love it. It's great. Now it has a shelf life for a while now of people will always be able to watch it. I love it. It's so great. I'm so happy for you and the cast and crew, man, honestly.
Thank you.
Gino, so great chatting with you, man. Thank you so much for coming on Popternative.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me. This has been a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, the movie's out now. Where can people follow you on social media to keep updated with it? Instagram is probably the best way, right?
Yeah, so you can follow me at Gino Anania, just my name. Right there. A lot of new stuff coming out. Very excited.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Elevator Game streaming now on Shudder. Until next time, this is Gino and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.